Welcome back to the Destination Unknown Dude channel. A little evening chat here, 6 o'clock on Thursday, July 2nd. One thing kind of cool about the Philippines is July 4th is coming up and I don't care. Nobody cares. So that's nice. No big thing. July 4th is a U.S. holiday, obviously. They care about other holidays, though. They definitely care about Christmas. Anyways, what I want to talk about today is kidney health in the Philippines. And I just wanted to throw this out there because I think that it's kind of an epidemic here with the locals and possibly with foreigners. And let me explain why. So, when I went to, this isn't the Philippines, but it's similar. I went to Qatar, and actually I went to Kuwait first, and this is where this happened. I went to Kuwait, and it's hot there, and I was working night shift, so I didn't think I was getting too hot, but I wasn't getting enough water, and I was kind of dehydrating myself, and I gave myself a urinary tract infection by not drinking enough water. Because I figure I'm on night shift, I'll drink a little bit here and there. I don't need to drink a lot. Because I wasn't really sweating. You don't think you're sweating, but you're sweating. It's hot. But in a desert environment, you don't see it. You don't get soaked like you do in the humid environment like it is here. You get soaked here. It's humid. So you know how much you're sweating here. But to only bring that up because if you're not used to the heat's a problem that you got to pay attention to, and hydration is a problem you got to pay attention to, especially as you age. So I screwed up there. I wasn't drinking enough water. I was taking a baby aspirin because I read some crap on the internet said that baby aspirin's a good idea for heart health, and I was eating too much protein. So I had gotten with a trainer, and he starts looking at my diet. I did a food diary, starts looking at my diet, and I'm not eating enough protein. So then he thinks that I need to up my protein substantially because I was avoiding meat at that time because the meat in Kuwait was weird. And so I was eating a lot of beans and rice, make some chili concoctions with broccoli and peas and chickpeas and beans, and it was like a big protein bomb. And since I was a single dude, I'm sitting there eating this protein bomb for 2 meals out of the day, and the third meal was a Soylent meal replacement. The brand name is Soylent, and it's basically beans also. It's soybeans. And it's soybeans in science. And I got hooked on those chocolate Soylents that I think taste great. So here I am eating abnormally higher protein, a lot of beans, a lot of what they call purines or whatever that cause gout. So the problems with the kidneys, gout is a problem, but the main things are dehydration and high protein, and I think aspirin is a problem also. So I looked that up, and I think I gave myself gout when I was in Kuwait, eating that way. Just eating too much of that stuff and trying to overdo it on the proteins, which I wasn't even really working out hard. Like I did the trainer thing for a couple of months and then I quit doing that. But I kept up the high protein diet, which if you're not burning it, it's got to get processed somehow. So I think I gave myself gout. Maybe gout is they call it the disease of kings. I wasn't helping the situation by sitting in front of a computer for 12 hours straight on at my work. But I was getting exercise. I was doing the gym thing for a couple months, and then I was walking every night. I'd walk a couple miles every night. But anyways, my uric acid was way high, and my joints were starting to hurt and everything. And so I go and get it checked out, and yep, I got gout. So I think I gave myself gout. So the warning for the Philippines is, hey, you're going to get here and you're gonna want to take your fitness. You're retired. You get here and you're like, all right, let's do some fitness stuff. So you're gonna go to the gym and you're gonna subscribe to all the gym stuff on YouTube or whatever, and they're gonna have you overdoing it on your protein via supplements or the normal Filipino diet, which is high in protein. So you're gonna overdo it on your protein, and then if you're doing any kind of supplements, you might get in trouble with those as far as unintended consequences. And if you're messing with blood thinners or aspirin, you might be messing up too, as far as putting extra load on your kidneys. Plus, you're not used to the heat, and you're not drinking enough water, and you're basically peeing out dark yellow or orange. So the warning is come here and have a great time and get your fitness in and all that, but I would not mess with any of the supplements. Don't take any supplements, because you just never know what unintended consequences are going to come from that. Don't whack out on your protein. Don't do any of that. Just eat normal. Drink a lot of water. Eat normal foods like you would normally eat, or similar to what you would normally eat, and do your gym stuff and work out and make sure you're getting physicals. And I've talked about it before, but if you're in the Clark area, go to the Clark Medical City and go to the wellness clinic, and they'll hook you up with a nice wellness exam. And it's I think it's 16,000 pesos right now, and they do top to bottom blood test, pee test, poop test, ultrasound of your abdomen, chest x-ray. They give you the top to the bottom. It's pretty extensive and worth the money. But get that water. Pay attention to the intake of water, and whatever you think you should be drinking, drink more. Pay attention to the color of your pee-pee. And I think that the locals suffer from this too, because they don't have potable water everywhere they're going. You know, they're not going to drink from the well, most likely. Some will, but most of them don't. They don't want to spend money on bottled water. I don't think they're drinking enough water. And I think they have kidney problems here. They eat a lot of protein on a normal Filipino diet, which is rice and pork and rice and chicken, and that kind of stuff. So I think they have kidney issues here in general, and so don't be one of them. Come here and pay attention to what you're doing, and because you don't want to give yourself gout like I did. And that's the main thing. And what started this was a guy in the gym. Overheard him talking to one of his buddies, talking about how his foot was killing him, and he's a big muscle dude, muscle head. So I heard what they were saying, and then the next day he's in there and he's talking about how he got his results, and his uric acid was on the threshold, because the other guy said he might have some gout going on, and so he's on the red line on the gout thing. So I'm thinking, this muscle shark is over here and he's taking too much protein. He might be taking the aspirin. He might be giving himself gout like I did, or I think I did. And so I went up to him and said, hey, it's none of my business, but and I told him a story, and I asked him, hey, are you taking aspirin? Are you taking protein? Are you drinking a lot of beer? And he was in tune with the situation, and good on him. He's like, nah, man, I don't drink. I'm not doing aspirin. I'm drinking a lot of water. And he's like, I think I might be just getting old, and maybe I'll be having some gout here in the not too distant future, and it's possible. So he wasn't taking any protein supplements or anything, which surprised the heck out of me. But this guy's 71, looking like he's 50. So he's doing good by himself. But I would just, that got me thinking about it. I wanted to say something to him, just to throw that out there on my experience on how I might have given myself gout, so I could maybe help him prevent that from happening. And he was in tune on that, but if it got me wondering if any of you guys might head over here and get caught up in the gym action, get caught up in the supplements, get caught up in the aspirin, all the things that you think you're doing the right thing by your body, except for maybe hydrating enough, and here it's going to backfire on you like it did me. So just keep that in mind. Just do what you normally do. Hit the gym and drink a lot of water. That's all you got to do. All right, y'all. Have a good one. And we'll see you on the flip side. Destination Dude out. Like, comment, subscribe.